So, I stumbled upon this project, and wow, the claims are bold. It's called ENTIFY, and they're not just talking about a new app or something. They're talking about rebuilding the entire foundation of digital identity, property, even society itself. I had to know what was behind all this hype, so let's dig in and figure it out together.
Okay, let's just start with a big question. One that kind of gets to the heart of, well, everything we do online. Think about it. Your social media, your bank account, all of it. Who really owns your digital self? You know, every single day you're clicking agree on things, right? And every single time you're handing over little pieces of yourself. Your identity gets copied, tracked, and yeah, traded. And you probably have no idea. But this project, ENTIFY, they claim they've found a way to make your identity unstealable, unforgeable, and truly 100% yours.
So, okay, what's the big problem they're trying to solve here? Well, according to the people behind ENTIFY, it's pretty simple. They argue that any identity that's given to you by a government, by a company, it's not really yours. They're just letting you borrow it. They're in control, and they can take it away anytime.
And this slide, this really breaks it down perfectly. Just look at the two sides. Over here, you've got the standard state-issued ID. It can be taken away, it's often linked to surveillance. You know the deal. But then, look at the ENTIFY model. It's persistent, it's private, and the key difference? You are the one who issues it to yourself, nobody else.
Okay, so that brings us to their big solution. The whole idea is to flip the script. Instead of relying on anyone else, ENTIFY is built on this core principle that you should be the one to create, own, and control the very foundation of your own identity.
And it all kicks off with this thing they call an affidavit of life. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around it is to think of it like a digital birth certificate, but one you make for yourself. It's this powerful, cryptographically signed statement that basically says, hey world, I exist, I'm a conscious being, and I own myself. And that right there, that becomes the bedrock, the absolute root of your new sovereign identity. Okay, so you've created this identity. How in the world do you keep it safe? Well, this is where things get really interesting. First, they say you should legally copyright your own biometrics, your face, your voice. They become your intellectual property. And when you authenticate, it's not just a signature. It's what they call an autograph. It's actually measuring the way you move, the speed, the flow. You even create these secret practiced magic symbols that only you can draw just right. The whole point is to make your identity something that's literally impossible for anyone else to fake. And all of this ties into a bigger idea they have called conscious biometric cryptography. Now get this. It's not just about proving it's you. This system is designed to require your calm, deliberate, aware action to even work. In fact, and this is the wild part, it's built to fail on purpose if you're stressed out or if someone's forcing you to do it. I mean, that's a completely different way of thinking about security, right? It totally flips the script on an attacker.
But, okay, this all sounds pretty abstract, right? Bunch of cool crypto ideas. So how do you actually make it real? How do you stop someone from just copying it? Well, the answer is hardware. This whole digital identity is anchored to a physical ecosystem. Let's take a look at the different parts. All right, first up, you have the ENTICARD. Think of this as your ultimate offline vault. It's the cold storage for your identity. It holds all your root keys. And the crucial thing is, it is never supposed to connect to the internet. Ever. That makes it your final, unhackable backup.
Then for your day-to-day stuff, there's the ENTIPhone. This is kind of like your hot wallet. You use it to communicate, to make transactions, but, and this is the important part, it only borrows its authority from the ENTICARD. So what does that mean? It means if you lose your phone or it gets stolen, no big deal. Your actual identity, your core self, is still perfectly safe on that offline card. And finally, we've got the ENTI-tag. This little thing is the bridge between the digital and the physical. It's a cryptographic tag that you can attach to your stuff, your car, your house, a bar of gold, whatever. It physically and digitally locks that asset directly to your sovereign identity on the network. And this is where things start to get really ambitious. Because this brings us to what might be the project's most mind-blowing claim, the idea that this whole system can create a world where your stuff is, well, unstealable. Yeah, I know. Take a car, for example. They're claiming that if you hook it up to the ENTIFY network, there's just no point in stealing it anymore. And my first reaction was probably the same as yours. Wait, what? How could that possibly work?
Well, here's how they say it works. It's basically a three-step process. Step 1, you physically bind the car with one of those ENT tags. Step 2, the car's ownership is then cryptographically locked to your identity.
And step 3 is the payoff. Without your conscious, deliberate authorization, that car is basically just a giant paperweight. It won't start, you can't sell it, it has zero value on the network, it's essentially bricked. So as you can see, we're moving way beyond just cool features here. What ENTIFY is really pitching is a grand vision for an entirely new kind of society, a new kind of economy, all built on this one foundation, trusted, sovereign identity. And just to give you an idea of how big they're thinking, the founder, Toby, has actually called this the highest level cryptographic architecture ever conceived. I mean, that's a bold claim for sure, but it really tells you everything you need to know about the level of ambition we're talking about.
So what's the end game for an architecture like that? According to them, a world pretty much without crime. Yeah, you heard that right. The thinking goes like this. If every single person on the network is verified and all the valuable stuff is unstealable, then what's the point of most crime? The main incentives just vanish. And this new social structure is built right on top of a brand new economic model. It's something they call an abundance economy.
The heart of this new economy is something called the N token. Now, this isn't your typical crypto that goes up and down. No, its value is actually defined. One N token is equal to 1 milligram of physical, verified gold. So it's pegged directly to a hard, real-world asset.
So how does new money, new value, get created in this system? Well, they say it comes from 3 places. You can create it by backing it with verified assets, like your house or your car. You can create it by doing verified work on the network. Or you can even create it by making a verified promise to do work in the future. So, after all of that, it really leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? Is what we're looking at here a genuine blueprint for the future of digital freedom? A way to build a truly sovereign society? Or is it just a beautiful, incredibly ambitious utopian fantasy? What do you think? I'll leave that one with you.